Hey guys, Mad Science here, and today we're back for another episode of Anime vs. Reality. I'm by myself because Bailey had work. I'm actually going to just do a quick adjustment. There we go, that's much better. And Croaky has also finally joined us, considering what happened with him recently. We'll not go into detail about that, that's personal information.
But I'm here now.
Yeah, he's here now. That's all that matters, really, isn't it?
Yeah, so I missed that penguin just waddling along whenever Krokia talks. Waddle, waddle.
Anyways, before we get into episode 5 of season 3, I got a few things to mention related to some anime news. So there's a new SEO movie coming out soon, and
Oh boy.
it's originally going to be in Japan first. I don't know when it's going out to the rest of the world. It's just in Japan for now. The Fruits Basket movie will be available on Blu-ray in June. And also, as of when this goes up, 2 days from when this goes up, it'll be Kono's birthday from Lucky Star.
Yeah, that Fruits Basket, that one that comes out on Blu-ray, is that the prequel one?
Yeah, it's Fruits Basket prequel.
Prelude, yeah.
Prelude, yeah. Yeah,
Because
I know
the site where
another.
because the site where I watch where I'm watching Fruits Basket at the moment, that has the prelude on the list. So maybe some if that I'll check when the next month when the movie comes out, and if it's on there, I'll let you know.
Okay. Maybe we won't have to buy it. But also, it feels like it feels better to buy it, like have the movie.
Yeah.
Couldn't do that with the Initial D movie though. Because if you're going to have that, you sort of need everything else before it, at least, for it to make sense.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, so that's all the news for today's episode. We're gonna get started on episode 5. You want to start with the first note, Krokia?
The episode opens with Ayame asking his assistant if she'd leave him someday if he remains cursed.
The maid girl.
That's Mine.
Yeah, she
Mine.
dresses like a maid, but that's just a costume.
Yeah.
Loves cosplay.
Yeah.
She tells him she won't and wants to be with him forever. We then cut to Shiraki's.
Yeah, Shiraki,
is
because
that her
that
name?
is the actual owner of the bookstore. I'm pretty sure, right?
Well, it's
the name of the
definitely
bookstore.
not the teacher. It's her mom's or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Shiraki's bookstore, and she asks Hattori if there's some place he'd like to go, which causes a look of sadness to emerge upon his face. We cut yet again. I think Bailey wrote this one, didn't he?
Yeah, he wrote the 5, 6, and 7, and then the rest is mine.
Alright, we cut yet again to the school where Yuki and Machi are about to have a moment, but are instantly cockblocked by the union speaker.
That's Manabe. So yeah.
The union speaker, huh?
Well, whenever he talks to Yuki, he always calls him Union. All the way through the show. So yeah, Shigure is speaking to an upset Akito, who's female dogging yet again about not getting her way. And Kuno shows up a few
spoiled brat.
yeah, Kuno shows up a few seconds later, and Shigure's like, "I gotta go." And Kuno tries to comfort her, but doesn't work. And then we cut to school, and two girls see a cute boy, and then the next thing we find out it's Momoji. Momiji, who's had a
Growth spurt.
yeah, he's had a massive growth
massive
spurt.
growth spurt, man.
Yeah, he went from like around halfway up
He went from
Haru's
cute
heights
to
to
handsome.
as tall as Haru, if not a little bit taller.
It's like Slender Man. He just shot up.
Yeah, he still has his childlike personality though. He still has the bunny bag.
That's so we can recognize him.
Yeah, but I don't think in any of the other scenes he is seen wearing it.
Yeah, the sad part was that we didn't get to see Momoji wearing a dress.
Why?
Remember, and he was wearing the dress, and Kyo was like, "Take it off." He's like, "Never."
Is this from the original that you're talking about?
Yeah.
Wait, I don't even remember that.
Neither do I.
And he's wearing that dress, and Kyo, he's like, "Take it off. You're a boy." He's like, "Never." It's like Toru. Kyo's being mean to me.
Oh, because of his clothing style, right?
Yeah.
It's not really a dress. It's just more feminine clothing.
Yeah,
than
but
usual.
like the bottom part looks like a dress. It's like a skirt or something.
Yeah, I think in he ended up just wearing the top part and shorts.
Yeah. But yeah, he and Haru walk together holding hands, which is weird. Cause, oh no, it's not that weird. He's a year younger, isn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, he's one grade behind them, so that's
Yeah.
probably about a year.
And they run into Haru and Yuki. And Haru jokes about them being mistaken as a couple. Which is, like, not a bit of a shock as Toru makes it out to be in the moment.
Toru's very dramatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Or
she
some
gets
would say
embarrassed by the most
overly.
odd things. So yeah, and like Moji wants to have an ice cream cake, and Toru almost passes out at the idea. Like, is she gonna just buy it or try and make it? And like, is she passing out at the? Is she almost passing out at the idea of trying to make one?
Wasn't surprising the way Toru pushes herself.
Yeah.
Like the song, "Push It to the Limit."
What?
That's Toru's theme song. They should play that out with clips of her working around the house. Push it to the limit.
I don't know that song.
What? Yeah, neither do I.
It's a good song.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, let's continue on. Get past that sort of weird moment with Bailey there. So at the summer house, Kyo and Hiro get into a small fight, and Kisa tells Kyo good afternoon. And Kyo is confused at why she said it, and says it back to her. What's so confusing about saying good afternoon? Is it more the fact that she rarely talks to him or something?
Probably. Even when she talks, they don't really talk to each other that much. Especially because Kyo is the cursed one.
Yeah. But yes, Hattori and Shigure are also talking. And Hattori tells Shigure he shouldn't be picking on Aikido. But Shigure brushes him off. He tells Hattori that he isn't really bothered about being possessed by the Zodiac spirit. and isn't looking to become her father. That's,
Akito's father, or was he calling Shigure a girl?
I think he meant Akito.
Ah,
Still a little weird. the the wording.
I'm not looking to become Akito's father either, though, so...
To be honest, she can be a bit slap happy. Even after what happens at the end. And, well, some more stuff happens at the summer house, and Momoji wants to have a barbecue, and Haru... And is that supposed to be Haru or Hira? Because it's Haru. Bailey? You there, Bailey?
Bailey fell asleep.
Bailey, I think your mic is not working. Well, whoever that's supposed to be is on board with the idea. Clenching his fist at the idea of burning meat, which causes Yuki and... Okay, it's supposed to be Haru. Which causes Yuki and Haru to grow worried and wonder what he's planning to do. And Kita decides it'd be easier to make curry instead. Wait.
I wonder if Haru likes hamburgers.
But hold up. I think Bailey might have typed the wrong name again, because Akito has enough. It was like wouldn't be at this situation right now, right? I think he meant to write
Akito.
Toru. Bailey, can you confirm?
Was it?
Thanks, Bailey.
I can't remember who wanted to have the curry.
I think it was Toru that said that. So Momoji goes to
barbecue was a lot of work.
Yeah, but yeah, Momoji goes to get Kyo, who's in his room, exercising and teases him, telling Kyo that he might be taller and handsomer than him one day. Then he'll propose to Toru. And of course Kyo gets angry. And Momoji's like, I'm not actually gonna do it. But wouldn't it sting if some other guy did that while Kyo was isolating himself instead of confessing to her? Like, Momoji knows the right buttons to push to annoy Kyo. But he
twist the knife, why don't you?
He also knows that doing that gets his attention to be able to get his message across. Like, it's actually a very smart play by Momiji. I keep saying Momiji, even though his name is Momiji. I see why Bailey got so confused when writing it in the notes.
I just got a message on Discord. I'm gonna see if it's from Bailey. It's not. He's just gone.
We've just lost Bailey, have we?
Oh well. Shigure returns to the Soma house and has curry with everyone. At night, Akito has another breakdown and goes to see Momiji, approaching him like a zombie and tells him not to leave her too. Momiji tells her she should get some rest and closes his door on her, causing Akito to fall to the ground.
I think
I'm
like
worried he's got the names mixed up again.
who?
I'm worried Bailey's got the names mixed up again.
Where?
Just it could have been any of them that were Akito was talking to.
No, it was Momiji.
This one was? Okay.
Yeah. Because, like, it was the middle of the night and she's, like, walking over to his room. And, like, in that moment of, like, she's desperate for him to stay around. Because she knows that things are falling apart around her. It feels so good to refer to Akito as a girl now. Because it was so hard trying to not spoil that point.
Especially with
Blabbermouth.
Bailey doing his best to spoil it on purpose.
Hold on. I'm just gonna message Bailey on my phone.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening.
Oh, you're here.
Your mic wasn't working, man.
It wasn't?
Oh, like, you were quiet for a long time there.
Oh, sorry. I was just listening to all of yous.
Well, guess what? You get to take a note now. We're at the one that's at school.
That's good. Is
Yeah.
that near the bottom?
Near the bottom of the page, yeah.
Alright. At school, Haru tells Yuki that Momoji seems different, but can't tell what it is that's different. When Tora shows up, Haru asks her if she's seen Momoji, and she tells him no, but Momoji sees Tora. He is watching from afar on the roof.
What?
Kyo shows up, and
What?
Kyo shows up there, and Momoji tells him that his curse is broken, shocking Kyo. Momoji tells Kyo that while his curse is broken, it doesn't. Getting tongue-tied. That while his curse breaking would make Tora, that would make Tora happy. Kyo doesn't think the curse will break on its own. Because Momoji mentions, he's like, my curse is broken. He's like, I could be with Tora if I want, but no, she's waiting for you, man.
Yeah.
What are you doing with my life?
By the way,
Quite right.
just a bit earlier,
I'm
you
sorry.
wrote Akito decides it'd be easier to make Haru instead. Did you mean Toru?
Tora, yeah.
Dude, how do you mess up Akito and Toru?
Oh, that's because I was writing those notes late. Because remember, I went down to Sydney, and then it was like, okay, I've got to come back.
That's a good enough excuse for me.
Alright, so, what do you call it? Yeah, so, Momoji is content that, while the curse is inevitably going to break, just because he doesn't get Toru, he can accept that as long as the curse breaks, because, you know, he'd rather have the curse break and not be with Toru than be with Toru and have the curse broken. Not get broke, sorry. So, then we
go back to the Soma estate.
Yeah. Go back. Shit. Sorry, I just hit the mouse. What do you call it? Yeah, at the Soma estate. Shit. Here it is. At the Soma estate, Momoji tells Akito that he can't stay at her side forever, and she can't tie him down, to which Akito slaps him and starts hitting his chest, telling him that he has nowhere to go as his parents won't accept him.
Of course.
Momoji says while he's free of the curse, he's also alone. That the curse breaking doesn't mean he gets the girl he wants, and he accepts that. And then we get a big quick flashback of Momoji visiting his mother, who still doesn't remember him, and it's like she's on the balcony up top. It's like when he's passing on the street.
You wrap up for this episode, Bailey? Especially with what you wrote.
Oh yeah, we cut back to Momoji, who's still tearing Akito a new asshole. He's just crushing her with his newfound confidence. It ends with Momoji telling Akito that the person most afraid to leave the Soma estate is her. And you feel like he's all like what's it called? When she's arguing with him, her clothes look a bit tattered as well.
Well, she probably was like going through the dirt, trying to get to
Yeah,
the door.
I just like the look of her face
Just the
when you
pure shock of like he's not gonna stay around.
yeah, and you see like when Momoji closes the door on her, it's like what? You can't do this.
Oh yes, I can.
He has no power over him here anymore.
She, not he.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
what I
in
said.
You said he.
sorry.
No, I was
No,
talking to Krokia. Krokia said he.
only on accident.
Now that we know Akina's true gender, we can't get it right still.
So that brings us to episode 6. The episode opens at the Soma estate with Toru trying not to cry in front of Izuzu, who yells at Toru not to cry in front of her. She now has short hair because Taurus is so happy to see her.
So
And
basically, what happened to her hair was it was cut off by Aikido.
who may or may have not sold it for people to make wig because you know they make wigs out of human hair.
Yeah, well, it'd be a nice little
Uh,
profit.
It was there on the floor in the
Yeah, it was
in
just
the
a wall on the
room.
floor when she was found.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be honest, Aikido
But
is a good stylist, though.
yeah, no, the hair when you look when it was cut, it wasn't that good, and I think Haru helped, or Haru or Kazuma, someone helped even it out because when you see her in that room, that prison, it's the haircut's uneven, so I think
Ah,
someone helped style it.
okay.
Kazuma appears and asks Izuzu if her friend's visit puts her in high spirits, which makes Tora happy, but angers Izuzu, who squeezes Tora's head like a stress ball. Because I like it when he asks that, and you see Tora just turn her head, and she's smiling, and then Izuzu turns it and just grabs one hand and squeezes Tora's head.
Against a wall, or just...
No, just squeezes her head like a stretch ball.
I wonder if
Well,
Anime
Tora,
was
Yo,
a good hairdresser, actually.
don't you just love it in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas? Your character's bald. You go get a haircut. Come out with an afro mustache.
That doesn't make sense.
No, it does. It's a great stylist.
they're very, very talented.
It,
Oh,
what they just did is they just grabbed a wig and just slapped it on your head.
Why not?
And the mustache is fake as well.
while Tora and Izuzu are outside by the pond, Kazuma, Haru, and Yuki talk. It is about Akito, and Haru says that he and Izuzu are done with Akito. Yeah. Oh, but I spelled Akitio. Who cares?
Akitia.
Akitio. We also find out that the place Izuzu was being held by Akito is the same place Kyo is meant to go once he graduates. In the Soma kitchen, Kyo tells Toru how he thinks Kazuma will let Izuzu stay with him, and Toru tells him not to worry as he is Kazuma's one and only. Kyo gets embarrassed by how Toru phrased that sentence and tells her to stop.
To be honest,
Who
that
put-
was a weird phrasing.
Yeah, the weird phrasing was how I put and tells her not to stop.
I didn't even see that.
So
Yes.
Yuki enters and asks Toru how soon the anniversary of her mother's death is, as it's almost time. It is closer than Yuki thinks, as it's a few days away, and Toru plans to visit her with Yuo and Saki. Kyo, out of the blue, says he can't go with Toru and leaves the kitchen.
Oh, why can't Kyo go?
I don't know. Well,
He
we will
leaves
know.
the
We
kitchen.
know.
Well, we find out later exact. It's not really obvious why until we get to a certain point. But anyways, the next scene shows Shigure with Azusa and tells her that he and Ren are close. Are you sure that's right, Ren?
Yeah, hold on, the next scene shows Shigure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Shigure that says it to Zuzu.
Oh,
It says that
I was just confused because of like wording makes it sound like relationship, but it's actually just they know each other.
Because I copied the words that he said. It was on the subtitles.
And well, you misspelled the word porn. But yeah, like Ren was just using Azusa as a pawn in her feud against Aikido, and doesn't know how to break. She doesn't even know how to break the Zodiac curse.
How do you get porn? I put porn, P-A-W-N. How does that get porn?
Don't spell the other way.
Maybe in a hentai, but no, this is an anime.
Oh, don't worry. You can use that word when we get to Boku no Pico.
No, Boko, no, Pico.
Well, if you don't want to watch it, I'll watch it by myself, and I'll cover it by myself.
There's nothing more sad than watching it alone.
There is sad things. I will not say what they are. But yeah, he then goes on to explain how the curse will break on its own eventually, and that he, Azusa, and all the other members of the last generation of Zodiacs invited to the last banquet. And Toru suddenly appears out of nowhere and is like, wait, the curse is going to get broken? And she wants to know if it'll be broken before next spring. Because if it's not, Kyo will be locked away forever. And Shigure tells both of them that he believes the Zodiac curse will be over because this is the first time every member of the Zodiac has been alive at the same time. And says even if the curse is broken, Kyo will still be locked up. As it's his fate being the cat, and no one wants to be the cat. Except for Toru. She wants to be the cat.
Gotta love how
Toru wants to be the cat toy.
Gotta love how in this series they literally don't do anything and all their problems just solve themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, actually,
what can you do?
Toru manages to change a lot of things in the end.
Yeah, she makes things better for everyone, but
yeah, Toru just showed up at the right time. That's all it was.
It's all fate.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kyo gets upset and don't you mean Toru? Bailey.
Yeah?
You should not be writing notes when you're tired, because you put Kyo and then she. I think you meant Toru.
Which part? This upsets... Oh yeah, it's meant to be Toru, not Kyo. Because I had a late night and I was trying to write these out and get them done. This was like for last week. So this upsets Toru, and she runs away crying, thinking about her mother and how she lost her. While she's deep in thought, Kyo finds her randomly. That's when she's like crying in the street, just walking. Or maybe that's due to plot convenience and comforts her.
It's all fate.
So, you say at a gravesite, it's basically where Kyoko's grave is as well.
Yeah, I meant to put the, not a. At the gravesite where Toru's mother is resting, Kyo meets Toru's grandfather, and we learn more about Toru's past.
and how she wanted to be more like her father.
Because these relatives were shitbagging her. It's like, she looks nothing like her papa, and it's like, what?
It's like she
From what I've
has
seen,
the hair color.
yeah.
It's
From
like,
what I've seen, she looks a lot more like him.
yeah.
And so she started training herself to sound and act more like him.
Yeah. Which is just terrible. Like,
So she's got like an identity crisis going on.
it's not really an identity crisis, it's more. It's just like she wants to be more like her dad. Because she never knew her dad. So, how can you have an identity crisis if you've never met the person in question?
Well, I don't know. The mind's a very tricky thing, you know.
Greg, you want to take the next note?
Very fragile.
Greg, yeah?
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
we're at...
At the Soma estate?
Yep, the one that my finger's on.
At the Soma estate, Kazuma sees Kagura hiding and she asks him not to tell Toru that she's here. But Toru sees her silhouette shadow from behind the paper slide door. She leaves and goes to visit Isuzu, leaving Kazuma and Kagura alone. The two begin talking about Toru and Kyo's relationship, and Kagura is angry that the two haven't gotten together, destroying stuff in a tantrum fit.
Like,
Kazuma just hopes Toru loves Kyo for who he is.
it's interesting to think about the fact that even after her curse breaks, she's gonna be able to destroy things anyway.
She's got the power.
Crazy kid.
Kid strength.
A woman scorns strength because Kyo turned her down. She's a woman scorned. She has that scorn strength.
But yeah, so we ended up going to Azusa's room, which I think this is the first time we've ever actually seen her have a room. Right?
Who, Toro or Isuzu?
Azusa.
Yeah.
This is
definitely.
our first ever glimpse of her actual room, I think.
Because that's the new place she's moved in with Kazuma. So she's staying in a spare room. So that's why it's the first time we see it.
So it's not like her actual room, it's just... She finally has a room to stay in.
It's just a place where she can just put her hooves up.
But yeah, Toru confesses to her that Kyo is the most precious thing to her. Like, I don't think she actually directly says it. She gets caught up, right?
Yeah, but she means precious as a friend, you know?
Because, like... No, I think it's precious as in, like, I love him sort of stuff. At this stage, I think that's what it is.
Oh, it might be like Gollum.
Yeah, I think at this stage it's romantic.
Yeah, it's going to the romantic stage.
Yeah.
And then, like, we go back to the Soma estate, and Kyo finds Toru hanging some towels up to dry on the balcony. And the two of them talk about...
Two of them have a short conversation.
Yeah, it's a rather short one, though, because there's not much. So yeah, Toru tells Kyo the reason why she acts like her father, and is because she didn't want her mother to leave her. Like, she did not need to do that, because why would Kyoko leave her daughter?
But she did.
Listen here, you little... But yeah, Kyo comforts her and gives her a hug, turning into a cat. Which is Also, an interesting
Aw.
thing that I noted in the episode, because it was through a sheet that they embraced. Sorry, I hit my mic. But it was like they hugged through a sheet, so that's also another odd thing because it doesn't really matter about skin contact, apparently.
Magic is just weird sometimes.
Yeah. So, but like, even if they were completely wrapped in like blankets, you still couldn't give them a hug.
Doesn't that suck?
Yep. So yeah, last scene of the episode shows us that Kyo, like, Tora shows Kyo a picture of her father, which she kept in the same picture frame as Kyoko.
But just hidden in the back.
Yeah.
You like folded the picture.
I don't think he's in the same photo, actually.
Yeah, I think it's the same photo. Tora just folded him out of it.
Oh.
So it's just her mother.
Well, it's still an odd thing for them to be standing so far apart for the photo. Right?
Kinda, yeah.
Because, like, they're husband and wife. That's why I think it's, like, supposed to be two separate pictures. Anyways, so Kyo sees his old hat, because it's actually his hat originally.
And he
Like,
remembers a memory that he suppressed.
Like, we already know that it was originally Kyo's hat that ended up in Yuki's possession, then Yuki gave it to Toru after getting her back home. It's a very linear chain event, but it's like the most convoluted linear chain. But yeah, and also in that same moment, Toru sees the ghost of her mum standing behind Kyo, or like beside Kyo. Like, she looks down at the frame, her mum's not there. That it is two separate pictures because she looks down and the mum's not in the photo,
Okay.
and like Kyo's looking at a different photo. Because she looks like Tori looks down, her mum's not in the photo. She looks up, she sees the ghost of her mum standing there behind, or like next to Kyo, and she drops the picture frame.
Spooky.
Like, this is the first, like, it is our first ever time seeing a ghostly image of a character in the whole show.
It kind of like switched when you see that scene. It kind of like made me think, okay, this is kind of turned into a horror thing now.
No, it's just
The way it was,
trauma of it.
just the way the scene was shot.
But yeah, like,
Well, made, not shot. You know what I mean?
just as a note, the credits for episode 6 at the very start actually shows us a broken picture frame.
Yeah, I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, I like how, like, it is rare to see, like, credits, like, change for an anime. Like, they obviously, like, they cycle their credits. So it's like, for this amount of episodes, it's this one credits, and then for the next lot of episodes, it's different credits. But Fruits Basket did something different. They actually added detail in relation to what happens in the current episode.
How exciting.
The plot thickens.
Although nothing's ever gonna beat the opening for School Live, because that had a evolving opening. Anyways,
I
saying?
think that Fruits Basket does this again in later episodes, but I don't want to talk about that just in case it's spoilery.
It's not really spoilery, but it does happen one other time. Towards, I think it's after episode 10 or 11 it happens. But right now we're on episode 7. Let's get into episode 7. Although episode 7 doesn't have that many notes, Bailey, I'm seeing.
What?
Episode 7 doesn't have that many notes. Also, who was playing the opening to Lucky Star there?
Who was playing the what?
I heard the first the first second of the opening of Lucky Star.
Wasn't me.
Was that you, Krakia?
Nope, I don't have anything else open, so...
What?
Might be my TV in the background.
What? It sounds like the first word from the opening of Lucky Star.
I buy sausage. That's a good opening.
Oh wait.
Is
Anyway,
that how it starts?
no.
It's
the
bad
wrong
lip reading
bad
for
reading of it,
yeah.
But like the first few words are like 3 centimeters. I'm pretty sure. Like that's the English version of it. Anyway, let's get episode 7. Who wants to take the first note?
The opening shows a young Kyo talking to Toru's mother. The scene, which is a memory, then changes to a nightmare, and this causes Kyo to wake up. Toru is in the kitchen with Yuki and Momiji making food. Momiji calls out to Kyo, telling him the food is almost ready. The scene cuts to the Soma estate and sees Shigure walking, and his arm gets grabbed by Ren. The two of them start making out passion. The two talk, and we learn about Akito's father, Akira. We also learn why Akito was raised as a boy, and it's because Akito's gender could have caused issues for the family being the head, as well as how Ren and Akito's relationship went toxic.
So, why the name Akira, though?
Because he's God.
I know, like, probably, like, the biggest relation with the name Akira is the movie Akira. But is Akira the name of a god or something?
No, I don't think he actually had any zodiac himself.
Well, he did look like the original god.
He did, yeah.
Which is a very interesting detail for them to include. I'll take the next note. So later Kurino visits Akito, who's sitting by herself and holding her father's box. We then get a brief backstory from Akito's point of view, and how she was happy when she met Yuki. How Shigure asked her if Kyo and Toru could stay at his home, and how she first met Toru. Like, it wasn't a rough start at all, wasn't it? Like, it was a rough start, knowing, like, how much Akito hated Toru. Like, the hatred for Toru was really strong. wasn't it?
That's good. Let the hate flow through you, child. The
Ah,
hate gives you strength, like the Sith.
get out of here with your Star Wars references.
Bye. We'll miss you.
Yeah, save those for if we ever cover Star Wars Visions.
Oh, that was so terrible.
Should we cover it?
What?
No.
Just so we can show how terrible it is?
I don't know.
Because, I mean, we are going to be covering Boku no Pico.
Ah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's awful. Oh, I can't wait for the live action series. Tom Holland and Keanu Reeves.
What?
What?
I saw this meme. It was like the manga, the anime, the Netflix adaptation, and it was Tom Holland and Keanu Reeves.
For Boku no Pico. Okay. Suddenly, Ren bursts into Akita's room, holding a knife. Watch out, she's got a knife.
She'll chew you up.
got a knife.
Whoa, here she comes.
Yeah, all I can think of now is just the meme of the kid with running with the knife, and the mum's like, "What's that in your
Oh yeah,
hand?"
it's like, yeah, a knife. No.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny that they're playing beer pong with kids there.
They were, weren't they?
Yep, that's what the person filming was next to the ping pong table.
Well, it's probably like a family party.
Is that something you do at family parties, though?
It's okay. It was probably light beer, so it's all good.
Yeah, you can get beers that are not alcoholic.
Oh yeah, they're disgusting.
Yeah. The Asahi one is not that bad.
I got I didn't know it had hops in it. I just thought it was a pineapple soda, but it was a pineapple flavored non-alcoholic beer. It was so bad.
Ooh. Just oof.
Just oof.
So yeah, but like, Akito's Ren's demanding the box, and like, Akito's just like, here, have it, and just tosses it across the room, and Ren goes for it, and we find out that it's actually just empty. You had finish off that point, Bailey, and just so we know what you wrote.
Which point would that be?
The
There's
box.
so many points I
The
wrote.
box thrown out. The box being thrown. The Kung Fu
Oh,
Panda
yeah.
bit.
Akira throws the box as Ren goes to catch it. We then get a flashback to Akira's final moments when she got the box. Akito's final moments when she got the
Akira's
box
final.
and we
Oh,
learn
yeah,
what's
it's Akira.
inside it. Akira's soul. It's not literal, but symbolic, like in Kung Fu Panda, where Tai Lung wants the Dragon Skull to be powerful, but it turns out it's a reflection, letting you know you always have the power inside you.
Yeah.
You guys,
I
if you
feel like a
guys
better
seen
reference would have been Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction,
The suitcase with the soul in it.
I don't think I've seen Pulp Fiction.
I haven't either, but I know. Like, the whole story revolves around this briefcase with a soul inside.
Okay. After Ren realizes the box is empty after all these years, Akito picks up the knife she dropped and prepares to kill her mother, but just before she does, she feels her tether to Hero snap. Like, does
Yeah.
she know what tethers belong to who, or is she just feeling
Yeah.
tethers snap?
I'm pretty sure she can know because she knew Moji's one snapped. Like, that's why she was talking to Moji in those moments. And
But she didn't know Karino's tether snapped?
No, she did. She did. Because that happened
Yeah,
when they were
she-
young. That was mentioned back in
Right.
season 2, right at the end.
right,
Alright.
right after
Yeah.
Kuno's tether strap, she went to him and started yelling at him. And right after Momiji's snap, she went to him in the middle of the night like a zombie. So
Well, no,
she
that was
definitely
right.
can
before it
tell.
snapped, I think. Like, it was about to snap.
That's right.
But yeah, so yeah, she
if you're-
knows which tether is going to break when it does. Like, she knows who just got freed.
Yeah. So Hiro feels this too, and is too overwhelmed to process what just happened. He, Hinata, and his mother share a long hug, happy that his curse is now broken.
Well, his first action since it was broken was to hug his baby sister.
Yeah, and he didn't know what he was doing. Like, even as he hugged her, he was still so
Yeah.
confused. He was like, is this real, or am I
So cute.
dreaming?
It's
Little
it's
baby.
explained more in detail what really happens when when a bond is broken at the very end with the rat spirit.
That's right.
Okay, so Akino walks outside, not sure what to do. Karina gives her a hug and tells her that it's not too late to change. That if she keeps up like this, the bonds will destroy her. And then you see Akito cuts Karina off by stabbing him, like not in the back, but it's like it's in his back, but it's like the side near where your kidneys are.
Yeah.
By stabbing him in the back, then running off. Karina tries to go after her, but fails.
Well,
The
he
episode ends
falls
with
over.
yeah, he fails. That's the fail. He falls, and so he fails. I gotta say, I did not see that coming.
The stabbing.
Yeah,
Like,
I was like, that really surprised me. I was like, wait, what? So the episode ends with Toro and Kyo eating what I assume is dinner. After he's done, Kyo excuses himself and goes to leave, but Toro stops him, saying she wants to tell him something.
what is that something?
I'm
We'll
going to
find
stab
out.
you.
Yeah. Oh, it's like the song, "Hey, how you doing?" Toro goes up to Kyo. "Hey, how you doing? Let me whisper in your ear. Tell you something juicy that you want to hear."
Stabby stab.
It's free real estate. Remember that meme?
Yeah. It's free real estate.
It's free real estate.
Stabbity stab.
Stabbity stab stab stab. I just feel like stabbing, grabbed a knife and just stabbed everyone in the immediate area.
Sometimes you just get that feeling.
And then afterwards I stabbed myself at least 2 times in the arm. And just to feel what everyone else felt.
It felt. I felt alive.
What have we come to already?
Alright, so we're on episode 8 now.
Episode number 8.
Kyo
Kyo
asked
asked
Toru.
Oh,
Oh,
no, you can.
Kyo asked Toru if she loves him before she can talk about what she wanted to tell Kyo. She doesn't need to answer for Kyo to know she does.
So this is my notes now, by the way.
Alright.
So,
Kyo.
oh. Again.
Oh, Kyo admits to Toru that he knew her mom, Kyoko, and that she could have saved her from being. That he could have saved her from being hit by a car.
See, my notes are more accurate. My notes are correct. You're just getting them wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was my fault.
So yeah, we get a flashback within a memory showing long hair Kyoko, and I specify long hair because she does have short hair when she dies. Approaching young Kyo, who's sitting on a pile of concrete tubes. I don't know what exactly they're called. I think they're like pillars or something. But yeah, she's asking if his orange hair is natural. And Kyo responds by calling Kyoko a hag. Because that's a perfect response, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, young Kyo proves he has no filter for private info. Because he literally admits to his mum being dead. The fact that she committed Sudoku. And how his dad wants him dead and he wants his dad dead too. It's just like no filter whatsoever. So yeah, so the two of them end up meeting up for a lot of conversations, and Kyoko talked a lot about herself, her husband, and Toru. And eventually, he actually gets shown in front of Toru, like young Toru. And can I just say, young Toru looks pretty cute for a little kid.
I thought you were about to say pretty hot, and I was like, wait, what? No.
Cute. Get that
That's
in your
better.
thick skull, you knucklehead.
You can say whatever you want, but we'll make fun of you for it.
Hey, I was saying cute for being a little kid.
Alright then.
Okay, who wants to take over so I'm not making myself sound any more weird than I already have?
Oh, why don't we let Kyo? I've missed your somber voice for so long. You know, I just
Bailey,
love
what
hearing
about
it when
you?
you read. What about me? Oh, I'm
Yeah.
good. I don't wanna upstage Kyo, upstage Key, not Key, but
Krokia?
upstage Krokia.
You struggle so hard to get Krokia's name right.
Young Kyo and Kyoko meet up for a lot of conversations.
No, I already covered that one.
Oh.
The
Kyo
next-
says he'll find Toru for Kyoko after she disappears, saying, "That's a man's promise."
It's just
Kyo fails
funny.
to keep it though, since Yuki found Toru first, proving that Kyo was not a man. Indicated by Kyoko holding onto Kyo's hat that ended up in Yuki's possession. This makes Kyo angry, and Kyoko doesn't understand why, but does understand that's how he wants to see Toru's helper as a bad guy.
Yeah, because she did not know Toru's helper, but Kyo did.
Kyo runs away from Kyoko, angry that Yuki has taken away another thing from him.
Even though he didn't. He literally did not do anything bad. Just, it's just Kyo being Kyo.
It's just Kyo being Kyo.
So yeah, so we go back to the memory, and we find that Kyo let Kyoko die. We already sort of knew that, due to like him having some flashes of the incident. But yeah, he let her die to protect the secret. And he hates himself that he hates himself so much that he just wants to disappear forever.
That's a heavy thing.
So yeah, and then Toru, Kyo tells Toru all that stuff, and how it and also how Kyo's mum died, and how that led to Kyo's dad hating him for such a thing, and he personally believes now he's responsible for the death of both their mums, which he's not responsible for any of them, really.
You know, that's just how it goes.
Yeah, just bad luck seems to follow him around.
Hold on a second. There's a spider on my chair, and I'm gonna squash it, so you're gonna hear a whack.
Everyone, listen up.
Here, I'll put the microphone closer. Oh, it jumped. Hang on a second.
Oh no.
And it's on the ground now.
Hey! Did you get him?
Yep.
Spiders are surprisingly easy to kill.
Yeah. There it was. Alright, so...
Like, surprisingly, even cockroaches are easy to kill.
Yeah. Cockroaches are faster than spiders, I think.
No, I managed to get some. I've outsmarted them.
Well, anyways, I lost my place because of that, so what was the last thing I read?
So, we're at the two random characters seeing a kiddo running in the rain to the summer house. But she's carrying a knife that they don't see.
What have you got? A knife! No!
But didn't she
To be
leave the
continued.
one in Kurano though? Or did she pull it back out?
No, I think she stabbed him and then pulled it out and ran with it.
Okay.
I think this is the same knife.
Okay, yeah. I wasn't
just
100%
because it-
certain because it looked
Wasn't
like it was
it
still...
raining outside?
Yeah.
So the rain might have washed off the blood.
Well, if you're gonna stab somebody, you don't usually worry about transmitting diseases.
It's just
So
like...
I kind of doubt that Akito cleaned it on purpose.
It's just like... She ends up like kind of... Like, because what happens later... Let's just get to that point first. And then we'll continue this conversation bit. So yeah, young Kyo felt forgiven for existing by Kyoko, and saw her as a beacon of hope from his life. Kyo even told Kazuma about meeting Kyoko, but he didn't say her name. He just said that he's met a strange lady. Well, what's it? I don't think he even said lady. I think it's a weird person. That's what I said. I'm not wrong, am I?
I think he might have said strange lady, but I don't remember for sure.
So yeah, Kyo went to see Toru once through the window. I think we see
Creeper.
that moment in season 2, don't we? I know it wasn't season 1 that we see it, but did we see it in season 2 at some point? Or was it Yuki that does that as well?
I think it was Kyo.
Still, yeah, it is creeper-esque. But he has been worrying about Kyoko and Toru since meeting them. And we find out what Kyoko's last words were. And they were...
For sure, 'cause we already heard them, but it was kind of...
It wasn't obvious.
Yeah.
It was obfuscated by, like, the sound design a bit. But
Exactly.
the words were, "I'll never forgive you." Which is very outside Kyoko's character for her to say that. And this is the reason why Kyo ended up in the mountains with Kazuma. And then Kyo blamed Yuki for Kyoko's death as a coping mechanism, which is not a healthy coping mechanism. But it's exactly like Kyoko said he does.
Coper's gotta cope.
Yeah. And then we find out that Akito and Kyo made a bet, and we actually find out what that bet was. And it's, if you can defeat Yuki, I'll make you you can become a Zodiac member.
But
He doesn't succeed.
dun dun dun.
But yeah,
What a twist.
all it really did was give Kyo another reason to hate Yuki. Which I'm pretty sure was Akito's intention all along with that bet.
Doesn't Akito also say that if he can't, this is why he'll be locked up at springtime?
Yeah. That was what was said in season 2. Like, that was another part of it from season 2. And then, like, all this truth revealing stuff gives us the greatest hits of Kyo's memories. From the previous 2 seasons, like, all his time they spent with Toru. I'm so glad that we didn't get with all the characters, because that would just be terrible. Like, we only really got with Kyo and we do get one with Yuki as well, but it's a different character.
Yeah, clip shows are the worst episodes always.
Well, you probably definitely didn't like the last episode then.
This one's not that bad because it's not like huge segments of flashbacks. Like, let's just watch, or sorry, it's not huge segments of stuff we've already seen. I don't I already watched this episode.
Unlike what was it? Initial D? Remember that, Bailey?
Yeah, it's a good anime.
But remember all the flashbacks that you get?
It's like, in the last episode, we saw this, and then 30 minutes later, they're still doing the recap of the previous episode.
But yeah, so Toru is angry that Kyo is making her choose between forgiving and not forgiving. Like, that's... Like, that choice is both a hard choice and not a hard choice, if you understand what I'm saying.
And plus, Toru needs time, you know, he just sprung this on her. It's like,
Yeah.
bitch, you need to make a choice right now.
But
like, no, I need more time.
No, I don't think she needs that time, because she's already she's willing to forgive him. Because she does not believe that her mum would say that to Kyo as her last words. And if she really did, she's going to have to rebel against her mum.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so Kyo just takes off running down the stairs, because he just doesn't want to be there anymore. And Yuki chases after Kyo. But he's also like, you might want to go inside, Toru, and get dry. It's a good thing she doesn't, though, because of what happens in the next episode.
Oh, yeah.
But also, somehow, Yuki somehow misses Kyo turning left at the bottom of the stairs, and then instead goes right.
Yeah, she's got that knife-thin mouth climbing those stairs like the Grand Canyon.
No, so...
Like Mount Everest.
No, Akito is climbing up.
So what?
It's more of a cliff, a rocky slope that she climbs up, not the stairs.
Oh, that's right.
Cause
she's like, Toru, I'm coming for you, N-word.
Hey, oi.
I didn't say it.
I know what you mean, though.
Me.
I know what you mean.
The C-word? The CR?
What?
So, Toru, I'm coming for you, cracker.
That's fine. The CRAP word is fine.
No, cracker. Cracker.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you don't know what that means.
No.
It means
Okay.
white.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's the N word for white people.
Oh. Oh, come on.
Coming for you, cracker.
But yeah, Akito
Ah,
climbs up a rocky slope to confront Toru with a knife.
dun dun dun.
You
Are we
can,
doing a dramatic cliffhanger here, or are we gonna go on to episode 9?
No, we need to go on to episode 9. Because
Oh.
that will definitely have a cliffhanger, if you get what I mean.
Akito asks Toru if she will abandon her and leave her behind, and Toru sees the ghost of her mum beside Akito saying the same thing.
Beside Akito. Croaky, do you need to get your eyes checked? Because that says beside.
I guess so. Did I say inside?
No, you sort of just fumbled the word beside. So like you said like there.
Psst there.
It's like you said the syllables instead of the word.
Psst.
There.
Psst there. Psst there.
So yeah, Yuki sees Shigure and tries to ask if he saw Kyo, but gets distracted by Shigure's just reeking of booze, and he's like, "You need to regulate how much you drink."
You must moderate your intake of alcohol.
Bailey, you want to take a note now?
Ah, jeez, I don't know. You guys are doing such a good job.
Ah, jeez.
Uh,
Doing
Where
such
would
a
you
good job.
Krakow, let's just not bother asking him. He's just the idiot that just sits here and watches.
No, because we're on episode 9, right?
Yeah, we're gonna be finishing after episode 9.
Alright, yeah. Where do you want me to read from the beginning?
So we're up. Do you see where my
Yeah,
one is? That one.
yeah. Akito shouts at Toru that she hates her and how the Zodiac have abandoned her. In that, Toru sees how Akito really is and tries to hug her. They get sliced by Akito a few times. Why don't you try to hug her, Toru, you idiot?
Because she's like trying to be nice.
Yeah, but you see how we know how unhinged Akito is, holding a knife that Toru can clearly see.
And she gets sliced on the arm. And see, this is where I can make that joke that I was going to make earlier with Kuroda having HIV.
Yeah.
Dun.
Toru surprises Akito by saying
Being-
Akito is right. Toru being dirty. Toru and Akito are similar in how they don't want things to change around them, wanting their bonds to be eternal. And they both have HIV.
Just
And-
so you know, you said he with Akito. She.
I said she.
You said he.
Akito slashes Toru, breaking open her cocoon, and she emerges the Crimson Butterfly 2 and gets her revenge.
Why
She-
do you guys want to ruin
And she just picks
kills-
picks up Akito and just flies in the air and then just drops her.
I cannot wait for
She-
this to finish.
She stabs her and becomes the new god.
Yeah. The god of eternal resurrection.
So yeah, Akito runs away in tears because she knows what Toru's saying is the truth. And Toru chases after her and catches her arm. So we have confirmed that Toru can beat Akito in a foot race.
God, when was the last time you guys ever went on a foot race?
Never.
I won.
Yeah, you
I
know where
beat-
you tie your leg to another person and you're both running?
No,
I beat Akito
that's a
in that
three-legged race, not a foot race.
It is if they only have one foot.
What the heck?
So I was watching it, and Family Guy made that joke, and Peter and Cleveland are in the race, and these two guys are like, Peter's like, we're gonna win. The guy's like, I don't think so. And it's two guys, and they're both missing one leg, but the
Oh,
legs are on the opposite side, so they're able to run perfectly like one person. You just hear the music. That's that inspiring music.
Okay, let's just continue.
Gives the handy capable a new meaning. Alright,
So
so
the
continuing.
one after the one that's highlighted, Bailey. Like the one. Hold on, let me just click on the one. That one.
Yeah. So Akito runs away in tears because she knows what Tora says is the truth. Tora chases after
No, we already
her
read that
and
one.
catches it. Okay. Tora tries to start over with Akito and reintroduces herself to Akito. Akito finally comes around to the idea of introducing herself to Tora again, just as the cliff gives away and Tora falls down to the area of the landslide that started everything from season 1.
It comes full circle.
Yeah. Akito screams for someone to help Toru, which is
Like
surprising.
the complete opposite of Akito's character now.
Yeah, did a full 180 there.
It's like if
Akito runs into Shigure. Sorry, what?
if this had happened before, like Tora got through to her, like she would have been like laughing her head off because she'd be happy that Toru fell.
Yeah. So Akito runs into Shigure and tells him what happened. Shigure asks if she pushed Tora off the cliff, and she says the ground crumpled. Akito does admit to stabbing Karina, and Shigure calls Hattori to confirm it. Kyo comes back to the house and overhears that Tora fell off the cliff and runs off to the cliff face to find her instead of getting angry at Akito.
Like
True love.
a lot of character growth for Kyo right there. Like instead of him just punching Akito in the face with no reason, he's going to wherever Toru is. It's interesting how they both knew exactly where to go, though.
Yeah, well, they knew where the weak ground on the cliff was.
Yeah, so was that foreshadowing from the very beginning?
Dun dun dun.
That is the best foreshadowing ever done in an anime, I guess. Because it's like, you see it at the very beginning, and then you forget about it. And then it comes back around at the end. I'm guessing it would be around the same month then, so it probably has been 2 years.
God, it seems like so long ago that it feels like 2 years we've been talking about this series.
It has been for the characters.
No, I meant for us.
I would say it's been at least 4 months. Maybe even 5. So yeah, so even though Toru is suffering what may be a major concussion or something worse, her final thoughts are still about Kyo and how much she loves him. It's like she doesn't even care about herself that much.
Poor Toru.
It's like Toru's not like happy to be potentially seeing her mum in the afterlife. She's just like, don't cry anymore, Kyo. Like she literally does wake up and like holds her hand up and like touches his face and all that. So yeah, Toru survived falling off a cliff.
Impressive.
Well, you gotta remember, at the end of season 1, she does get literally flung through the air.
It's true, it's her superpower.
Her superpower is just invincibility.
Only when
No,
it's cliffs.
Or
her
high drops.
superpower is plot armor.
Yeah. She is the Crimson Butterfly after all. She can fly.
And she's the
Screw
Crimson
you.
Cocoon.
Screw you.
And
You
as
finish off this
she's
episode.
being buried under this rubble, she will emerge. Her cocoon will keep her safe. Then she will emerge from her cocoon as a crimson butterfly and fly out of the rubble.
What she can't do, though, is be crushed to death, so it's a good thing that she moved out of her tent in the beginning.
I'm back. There's not
That
much
reminds
I
me
can
of-
do off screen.
I was watching American Dad, and Steve has this butterfly in the jar, and it's out at sea. You see it's a cocoon, and then the butterfly comes out, and it's trying to fly away, but it's stuck inside the cocoon. It's stuck inside the jar, and as time passes, you see the butterfly slowly die.
What did I just walk back to?
What does that have
I
to do with even what we were talking about? That just doesn't...
Cause I
Can
figure.
we just move on with the notes?
Let's just move on with the notes.
Okay, I'll tell you later.
So yeah, Momoji comes across Akito sitting outside the hospital. And she's by herself. Which is... Like, we've seen Akito by herself a lot, haven't we?
Yeah,
But
we're
there's
used
always
to it by
someone
now.
nearby. I think this is like the first time she's been by herself and is like genuinely by herself.
She's always been alone.
Oof.
Very accurate.
Hey, it was her choice. It's her choice.
But yeah, Momoji's like, who are you here to see? Kurono or Toru? And Akito is just annoyed that no one's angry at her for what she did. Like, for stabbing Kurono in the back. Or being around Toru when the ground crumbled. Even though that one's not even her fault.
Well, she did slash Toru's arm.
Yeah, but did she have anything to do with the ground crumbling? No. And, like, Momoji's like, it's useful to have idiots around. And just as everyone around Akito is mature enough to forgive Akito's actions, Akito has actually managed to mature herself to the point that she doesn't need Kurono around. Which is a surprise.
Well, it's like, what a twist. Who
She
could have
actually
seen this
learned how to be
unfortunate
human.
turn of...
Well, they all knew that Toru had the ability to change people, because one by one they all fell in love with Toru, and she made their lives better.
Yeah.
So, when Akito finally learned how to have compassion, they couldn't stay angry because they were just like, well, you know what, we should have seen this coming.
It just took Toru almost dying for it to work, but we got there.
Better late than never.
Yeah.
It's worth it. Some things are worth it.
It would be more interesting if Toru actually died. Just as, like, Akito comes around to compassion. It's like, how would Akito handle it, knowing that just as, like, she's come around to accepting Toru for who she is, she dies.
It would have been interesting.
Yeah. Instead, in this version, we get Momoji telling Akito the story of the idiotic traveler that was told to us in season 1. And we finally find out what Shigure's big plan was the whole time. And that was to break all the bonds of the Zodiac. It was more like helping Aikido be a better person.
His big plan was to bone Akido.
Hey, don't spoil the last few episodes here.
Oops.
But you're pretty much spot on with that. Anyways, we're gonna end this here. The last few episodes, they sort of get a little bit repetitive in the notes. I'm just looking at them now. But we're going to end this episode here. Links will be in the description to both my channels and also both of Bailey's channels. No matter how stupid he can get. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know it comes out. A ding, ding, a ding, a ding.
Ding, 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 ding.
You got anything to add there, Bailey?
Dong, dong.
I'm Mad Scientist out.
Alright, see you everybody.